Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who know me in real life, and those of you getting to know me on my channel, you see a lot in my cooking that I love practical things that you can make once and then use for a bunch of things. This all-purpose tomato sauce is exactly that. It's super easy to make. It's basically like going to the store and buying it, but you know what's in it, you have control over everything, and it always tastes better when you make it from scratch. This particular recipe we're gonna use on pasta by default because who wouldn't, but also it's gonna make an appearance when I do a pizza making video. Without further ado, let's get to it. Ingredients: 2 onions, 5 cloves of garlic, 1 small can of tomato paste, about 6 ounces. Note that the tomato paste is used as a thickening agent. If you like a runny sauce, leave this out. Approximately 60 ounces of canned diced tomatoes. Strain the excess water in a sieve. I'm currently using canned tomatoes because fresh tomatoes are not in season and the stuff that you can buy quote-unquote fresh in the grocery store is nasty. 1 teaspoon each of dried basil, rosemary, thyme, and oregano. I only have powdered oregano on hand, so that's what I'm using. Salt, pepper, some kind of blending implement. I use an immersion blender for this video, but for safety reasons, should have used a food processor or heat-resistant blender. 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I specifically use that here, but if you don't have it, use the vegetable oil you have on hand. Prepare your onions and garlic. Can you imagine how long it's gonna take for me to do this in this video? Just kidding. I activated my life cheats and gave myself the instant prep ability. Heat the 2 tablespoons of oil in a medium or large pan on a burner at 70% power. We're caramelizing the onions and garlic before we blend them into the rest of the ingredients to just give it a bit more of a sweeter flavor. Of course, when your oil is hot, sprinkle some water on it. If you're not sure if it's hot, it'll sizzle if it is. Add your onions and garlic. Stir them occasionally for about 15 minutes or until they turn a delicious golden brown. Fun fact, when you see me walk up to put the onions in, I ran out of counter space and had to store the onions on my desk about 15 feet or so from where I'm actually working. Give them a final stir at 15 minutes to see how complete the caramelization is. If they need more time, just let them cook. Once your decadent onions and garlic are done caramelizing, pull them from the heat and get ready for a fairly brief finale. Prepare a heat-resistant area with a heat-resistant bowl. Why? Well, if you put really hot things on counters or cutting boards that weren't meant for them, you'll get burning, melting, or worse. I can't think of what's worse, but there's probably something, so it's best to be safe. Put all your ingredients into your bowl, blender, or food processor, starting with the tomatoes. The reason they go in first is when you start blending, they have just enough liquid in them to allow everything else to get down to the blade. You won't see me add salt or pepper here because I ended up adding it later, but I put in a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of ground black pepper. Add the onion garlic combination last. We're basically done. You just need to blend everything together until there are no large chunks or clumps. If you want to eat this now, the last step is to put the mixture into your already dirty onion pan and heat it until it starts steaming and bubbling. Use a burner at 50 to 70% power, and if you can cover your pan, great. If not, it's not a big deal. This should take about 15 minutes with you stirring it every 5 or so. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and leave me a comment below if there's anything you'd like to ask, critique, or otherwise mention. If you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in my next video.